Hello my loves. Right, second time lucky. We had a fault with the upload this morning, so I've had to actually re-edit, re-voice over and redo the whole thing. These are my mother-in-law's virgin nails. She's never had extensions acrylic, so or hard gel or anything, so I'm going to go in straight away and sanitize, and then go in with my Navy Pro Tools Ethel cuticle tool. Now the Ethel tool is slanted, it looks slightly similar to a chisel actually, and it's wonderful at pushing that cuticle back without force, so it really just does the job for you. You're not having to push and maybe make sensitive clients uncomfortable, which I find wonderful, and it also removes all of this non-living tissue from the nail surface and makes prep super duper fast. I've had this tool for a while now and I absolutely love it. I'm then going to go in with my e-file from Femme Fatale Nails, and I'll do half the nail with the rotation one way, and I'll do that on all fingers, and then I'll go back and do the other half of the nail with the rotation the other way, in the other direction, so that we maximise effectiveness of the tool. I don't need to do it as much because the Pro Tool, the Navy Pro Tools Ethel does remove a lot of it, but you can never be too careful, so I still keep this step in my prep. And then I'll go in after I've done that with my Helen Cuticle Nippers. Now I have a 10% discount code for Navy Pro Tools, and honestly I was shouting from the rooftops about Navy Pro Tools before they asked me to be an ambassador, before I had a discount code, before all of that lot, as you know. The first time I used them I was like, holy moly. So that still stands, and they're still amazing. And as you can see, these cuticle nippers are sharp, but I was afraid of them at first, but this is a really good thing, because quite often you're having to tug. I see nail techs time and time again pinching and tugging with cuticle nippers. You don't need to do that. You just give them a little squeeze and off that skin comes so effortlessly. I'm finding now I'm just so much more confident with going and doing cuticle work, whereas before I really tried to avoid it, but it's making a huge difference, and I'm really happy about that. Really happy. I can't wait to get some more bits in the new year. I'm very excited. And you don't have to soak them in like Barbicide or in sterilising dispenser thingies. You just clean them, and they give you the full instructions, and then wipe them with like an isopropyl alcohol disinfectant type thing. Just wipe them over, let them dry, and then lay them back down in their beautiful box that they come in. It's amazing. So I finished prep and applied my tips and just shaped them slightly, and then put a clear layer down of Clarity acrylic from Diamond Nail Supplies, because we're going in with a bright red. This red is called Red Light District. It is from Glitterbows. It's very pigmented, it's to be worked with quite wet, it does go quite sheer, but not wishy-washy, as in the colour doesn't disperse, it's just you literally a couple of layers and you've built up the colour nice and thin like a paint. I'm sorry I sound so bad, I'm feeling absolutely dreadful today, and the fact I had to do this twice really annoyed me, but my computer just completely cocked up the first one, and it just uploaded incomplete, and I did not know. So I'm sorry if you're seeing this for the second time, but this time you can see the full video. So with my mother-in-law's hand, I must mention, because if it looks like I'm working awkwardly, it's because I am. She had a severe break on her wrist last year, and the first surgery they did actually locked it in the wrong position. So she's recently had surgery again to rectify that, and she's only very recently been out of her cast. Unfortunately, she has very limited movement in that hand and in that wrist, which means, and it sort of twists slightly to the side, which means that, sorry, that was my phone going off, which means that I can't rotate her fingers and hand the way I normally would. They're very stiff and slightly kind of crooked, so I had to adjust my body to fit her hand this time, which is not as comfortable for me, but it gave her pretty nails. So as you can see on this nail, I'm going in with a bead of clear acrylic, and then I'm popping that into the raw glitter and picking up raw glitter. And this glitter is a holographic multi-cut gold. It's called Glitzy Gold and it's from Smiley's Glitter Store. I've had this since, oh, I don't know, years. I love it. I bought a giant pot of it years ago. I think it was a pot or a bag, I can't remember, because I've put it into a different pot now. I think I had it in a bag. We're talking back in the eBay days when Sarah was on eBay. But do check her out. I'll put the link of her website in the description box. She's super friendly and lovely. The customer service is absolutely wonderful, and that's something you can't put a price on. Same with Navy Pro Tools and Diamond Nail Supplies. Everybody has been super friendly and helpful and just willing to chat. They give you the time of day, and I really like that. I really appreciate that in business. So that was my stomach rumbling. So I've just changed the camera angle to give you a slightly different shot here, just so you can see my application, and then I'll speed up the other nails because they're all the same. Keeping my brush nice and clean, trying not to contaminate the monomer too much, but I do change my monomer before capping. So apply another bead at the tip and then turn my brush around and feather that bead back up the nail very gently. You're just teasing the edge. And I did get it on the finger there, so I went straight in with my brush and cleaned it off, and then dipped my brush in the monomer and just gave it a bit of a scrub-a-dub-dub, and it was fine. So a couple of beads gives you good coverage with this, which is nice because you can work thin. It's just, you need to be careful that it doesn't bleed into the cuticle and make a bit of a mess. And I'm just going in with one tiny bit more bead there, just to build it up a little bit. And smooth out, you know, the entire nail. Okay, so I'm going to do the last two nails a little bit faster now. Well, I'm not doing it faster. It'd be a miracle if you could though, wouldn't it? I still need to record today's calendar nail. It's a difficult one as well, so I'm just hoping I can not sneeze all over it and completely ruin it. Again, a bead at the tip, blend it back. I always start with my cuticle bead, it's just what I do. Some people like to start with a bead halfway down the nail and do their cuticle bead last. It's just preference. I've always done it this way, so I just automatically do it this way. Making sure I check the sides and everything. And then that thumb, look how nice and neat that cuticle is. It was so good, that tool. Like, I do a lot of practice nail design work, but to actually show you the tools working is very satisfying. Especially on nails that haven't had this before, you know. They've not been looked after by a nail tech or anything like that. So, same as before. Working from cuticle down to free edge, and then free edge back up to cuticle. Checking my side walls and cuticle area so we don't kind of get it all in the nail folds and bleeding into everything. And then once I'm happy with that, I'm going to start capping. So I wet the nail before I cap. And then I place a bead down, and as you'll see now, the bead is going off to the right hand side because the hand's twisted. So it wasn't easy to keep the nails not twisting, if you see what I mean. To make it all look good, you have to account for inconsistencies with the fingers. I quite often forget to do that when I do my own nails. So I just had to adjust my position. I'm not overly worried about trying to cap in one bead. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm not fussed. And then capping the glitter again, I did wet the bead first. And I'm using, wet the nail first, and I'm using quite a wet bead as well. We want it to soak into all the little gaps in between the glitter, Make sure it's lovely and capped. You'll know it's capped because it will turn matte. So the actual shade of the glitter almost looks like it changes. And you lose its shine until you buff it and apply top coat. Which is the part when some people go, oh, what have you done? It was really nice actually, because my mum-in-law's not had acrylics or extensions before, just to talk to her about what we do and why we do it, how we do it, because there has been a bit of a trend of like these big nail chain shops coming up and you're in and out within half an hour, and when I ask what you've had on your nails, you haven't got a clue. You don't know. And really it's important to educate our clients on what we're doing and why, so they know the standard of service they should be receiving. Can't put a price on that, can you? So same again, capping with a nice wet bead because that's how I like to roll, honey. And in fact, actually, my mother-in-law was talking to me about the Navy Pro Tools, and she was like, oh, they're nice, aren't they? You know, they looked very professional and very posh, she was saying. And I was like, I'm so bougie. So same again, wetting down the nail, going in with my bead, letting the beads travel down the nail as I pat it into place. You don't have to work as wet as me, it's just what I do. You can work drier. You can work any way you like. Sorry, I'm sniffing, I got a tickly nose. The brush I'm using, in case you're curious, is my size 10 round brush. Yeah, round brush from the Glitter Fairy. I just worked really sloppy and wet on this thumbnail, don't know what I was doing. So then I will show you briefly, I'll show you one nail of filing, you don't have to see them all. So I always do my side walls, my free edge, and then I go around the cuticle and then over the entire nail. And I'll take that from multiple angles just to make sure. Sorry, my hair is like flapping in the frame, but I was having to adjust my position to file because of Mum's hands, so I had to kind of shift my position. And we're all filed and the dust has been removed and they've had a wipe down with isopropyl alcohol. I'm going in with my Diamond Nail Supplies tack-free top coat on the glitter nail, and then she chose the Topper's Top Date top coat, which is a gloss top coat with a multi-cut gold glitter in, and it actually matches the other gold, so they work really well together. And I do like this top coat. Ah, I have a discount code for Toppers as well. There you go. Save some money on that as well. They are really handy, actually. I use them for nail art, and I use them just to zhuzh up, you know, a basic set of nails where somebody turns around and says, oh, I want it sparkly. You can just pop a sparkly top coat on. So then when you redesign, so much easier to get it off. And there we have it. There will be a final shot, so I'll kill those for 60 seconds, wait for them to cool, apply some cuticle oil, and there we have it. I shall see you in today's later video. Tally bye!